All right, guys. I don't know exactly what happened with round two, but here we are, round three. We got Scott Flint against Felipe Cogno. Probably said that wrong. Felipe are the captain of the Brazilians. You know, they he's doing the awesome The Few and the Cursed Kickstarter, which is coming out. Excellent comic book. You all should check it out. Super cool, post-apocalyptic, um, like sort of horror western type of deal where like water vanished overnight and it's like a resource, and there's these curse chasers that are chasing after these monsters or cursed people. Way cool, and it's coming to Overpower soon. So looks like Scott Flint is playing Ricky's deck. It is the 10 and 0 packs deck. He does a little cheeky one card cut there. He's got the double shift, so he's got the Woo Witch, with Watson up front to take some heat as well as provide that spy card, as well as the 6, the persistent +2 venture till he's dealt with, and then Carson in the back to back up the Witch's energy as well as his 2 playable reserve cards. He's got the Zhen Zhong, which is like a shield card or old school Stars and Garters that Beast had. You play it out in play, and it can soak any hit of any of your choice, including like Reaper or a 10 or 12, whatever. It'll just eat an attack that was supposed to hit your team. So, um, yeah, very solid deck. I haven't watched a ton of Scott's matches, so we'll see how he plays. And then Felipe, he's got the uh, the very powerful ladies minus Joan and Land That Time Forgot. So, or Land Before Time, as I like to call it. So his home base, which costs 3 points, will give him the ability to make a post-concession attack, which is quite crazy. So again, I missed the roll-off, but Scott's going first. Throws down a teamwork, throws down a Watson 7 multi. Great to have that early. Felipe with a frontline Jane. Really like that. That ethno-archaeologist card will just be able to wipe away those shifts, or a fairy. Should be a nice counter to the negateless double shift that we see on the other side. And then Felipe's got Morgan in the back, which she also has 2 playable cards similar to Carson. She's got a 1 per deck negate and a 1 per deck full heal from anybody in the front line, which is relevant. And then of course both players having Wicked Witch. Enough said about her. Pile of Venture, Harness the Wind. She does witch things in every game. Players continue placing back and forth. Looks like that's the Joan 5 that will eat a couple of cards off the top if it lands. A mill. It's also offsuit and really nice. Felipe also catches his Merlin, a couple multi-power cards, and Amina discard a place card. He is down to 1. Scott placed also a couple of multis. Those would be nice as defense or to follow up that energy teamwork that the Witch is threatening. And he has, I think, 2 or 3 in hand. I think I see a Hades. So we'll see if these 2 players want to duke it out. It looks to me like they kind of both want to run. Maybe Scott wants to fight. He bets 1, a conservative 1. See what Felipe wants to do. Is he going to take his placing advantage and fight next hands? Scott's on the play anyways, so it's not like he's giving up initiative. Yep, he just won and runs. Doesn't surprise me. He had a stop a teamwork, but there was only the one. Interesting. There was 1 teamwork threatening. And then Scott had a 4, make an additional any hero, and I can't quite tell what the other one is. Maybe a 6 combat. He was keeping for defense for either Wukong or Watson. But he didn't have any ability to defend his witch at all, so nothing wrong with that play from Felipe. It's like Felipe gets 1 duplicate. There's the Hades. I'm sure I see it now in Scott's hand. Scott has no duplicates, so I think they're even on cards because Felipe placed 1 more. Oh, there is a duplicate. Interesting, he's playing 2 of the Wukong 6 combat. One of Wukong's biggest strengths is that you can kind of just run 5 or 6 of his cards 1 per decks, and then you're never going to dupe on them. But that 6, if it hits, fries a placed universe card, and against all the Teamworks, Allies, Spartan Training Grounds, It is quite a must block, so I do understand running a second one. It's just a bummer to dupe on it. Scott throws down a 7 on the Witch, which he could use to pin Morgan in the back for a extra turn, which is kind of irrelevant. Felipe throws down a Teamwork and an Ally. Scott throws down his own ally, Alan Quartermain. What shingles you say? 5 multi. There's that Morgan negate. That's pretty nice. Felipe has a nice little defense there. Now his any hero stop a teamwork is gone, so Scott does know that he can freely throw teamworks. But at the same time, if he doesn't have either of those shift cards, he does not have. That's kind of his premier defense, is shuffling the hits around and allowing his heroes to tank them. So if he doesn't have those, or any hero blocks, or the Wukong of Void, he doesn't have a lot of protection himself. So he may want to save those power cards for defense. And he bets 1 and Felipe bets 2. So I think Felipe's going to try and hold. He does a fantastic job of holding the line and pushing his opponent back to the point where he can get, boom, that power card out of nowhere, which will, oh, hello balloons, which will, whenever they see a thumbs up, it's a weird like Facebook thing or something on the original stream. Also, thanks to Doug for recording this second table for us, so now we get extra gameplay on top of the awesome 12 hours that were recorded. I wish every game could get recorded, and I'd go through them all, honestly, because there's a ton of awesome, unforgettable games that become forgettable because they are not recorded. So Scott does open with that teamwork, which is, kind of knowing he's not going to get the turn stolen. And in addition, he dumps a 3 multi from Watson. So this card is kind of a must block, but Felipe chooses not to. 3 cards in his hand, and so many balloons. Oh, wow. Holy Krakatoa. No avoid, no anything. 1, 2, 3. Jane is KO'd. That monster 8 combat coming across as a 9 just thrashes her. And interestingly, Felipe does not appear rattled in the slightest. Like he just lost his 16 pointer with seeing only one of her cards. So he's gonna have a lot of dead ones in there. And he is immediately thinking about counterattacking, not running away licking his wounds. Mina throws a brute force teamwork. Very interesting inclusion in the deck. Oh, Scott had his stop a teamwork. That's unfortunate for Felipe. But that teamwork is only playable by Mina, so you can think of it almost as a Mina exclusive, almost like a Mina special. And all of her specials are already so good, and you want to play multiple copies of some of them, so kind of a greedy build for Mina, but I do understand that Witch is probably primarily the target. He tries to play Hades and run away, and Felipe says, nope, you're going to stay in with me for at least another action or 2. Here we go. Here comes the 3 combat against the 1 character who doesn't have a card to defend it. I think Scott is bone dry and there's nothing he can do. So I think with this oof, there's a 5 from Mina, attack or defense. It's a special as it goes through the astral plane, and then once it hits, it becomes, yep, and he runs, and as he runs, yep, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. He ran away, land activates, boom, there's the 3 multi to KO Watson. And Scott's looking at the board like, I thought I was about to run with a character advantage on you. But Felipe was able to even that out. That was a clutch negate. Wow, what a play. Interesting he used the Merlin from the home base and not Morgan's, because if he were to draw, I guess it doesn't really matter, but if he were to draw his Morgan full heal, he has no damage on any of his characters, so he'd want to save that for a future round. But he could always just throw it on the home base, so it's fine. All right, let's see who has the more punishing draw in this third hand. We have a dupe 7 and 2 Jane cards from Felipe. That is a bummer. And Scott only has 1 5, no Watson cards. 1 2 3 4 to 1 2 3 4. So now Scott is up 2 cards, although Felipe is now the one with initiative. He slaps down the 7 energy on Witch. Now that's an interesting place, especially as an opener. It's possible he's going to try and run and bring it to a future round, but placing the 7 on Witch kind of says I don't have an 8, because if you had the 8, you would have placed that on Witch and then either kept or placed the 7 onto Morgan. So a little bit of a telegraph there, but you got to do what you got to do. Scott throws a teamwork onto Carson, and the Witch 4, which may not attack or be attacked for the remainder of battle if that lands. And then a 2 brute force to Carson. So interesting. Scott has 3 cards in hand. Felipe's now doing the count, realizing he's down 2. But he is on the play. He has that Mina discard he can open up if he wishes. Does he want to fight this out, or does he want to prolong? He bets 1. Interesting. He may want to do a little rat-a-tat and then run. He may want to actually fight this out. Might be a little bit of a bluff, but he is down a couple cards. Scott's bet 1 every round so far. He is quite a conservative wagerer, and it looks like he bets 1 again this time. Fine with it going long, which is interesting with his deck type. Alright, Felipe launches a 3 brute force offsuit at the Witch, trying to make him spend that 5 multi or take an offsuit attack. And I smell a Mina discard coming after this. I guess it depends on what he does. Yay, party, balloons! I think every time Scott moves his hand with that thumbs up, those balloons appear for some reason. That's not me, guys. Yep, it's telling him discard probably the 6, because he's already seen a duplicate go by. He doesn't want to have to block it or lose his place teamwork. Maybe going for the 4. Now, Scott's also kind of had a little bit unlucky that he's 3 hands in, and we don't think he's seen a harness, a trickery, or his cataclysm, or Freya, any of his big defensive cards. Oh, I stand corrected. There is the Heimdall. You can avoid an attack with a special card, draw and reveal 1 card. Do not discard if duplicate. He's checking right now. Do I have to show you? Yes, you do, Scott. Show him that card. It is a Watson. So, it's not the end of the world, because he would have drawn that next hand and he would have been down a card. So kind of ripping the band-aid off, getting it over with now is all right, actually. That's not as bad as it looks at face value. He's still got a 1-for-1 for that Heimdall. Protected whichever card Felipe was trying to snipe. I'm really curious which one he was going for. I think he was going for the 6, but there is merit to getting rid of that 4 multi too. Those multis are disgusting. They're just so annoying to take as hits. Characters go down quick when they got a multi or 2 on them. Now Scott's debating, what do I do? I think it's 2 cards to 2 cards in hand. Scott's at 7 place to Felipe's 5. So he's still up 2. Felipe's tapping his leg. I know he does that all the time, but it could be a little bit of a tell of nervousness, or I don't want to be here. 6 any. Now, a bet of 1-1. I don't really think you care about venture that much, so I would take that. Oh, there's another 8. And he switched targets. Very interesting. Boom. Big ol' 8 over at Mina. Now, he's open. Oh, he's not open. He has 1 more card left. And he throws a 3rd attack, a 5 multi at Mina, which is going to get a boost of +1. And there's a fairy. Mina is not going down this round. Scott's down to 1 card in hand, as is Felipe. Oof, there's the Witch 8. Now, this is a great play by Felipe, because now Scott's in a position where, shit, do I run? Because if he runs, that 7 power card's going to come across, and it's going to take her down. So he kind of has to let Witch go, and due to the fairy on Felipe's side, his Mina's all right, and I don't think anybody's going down. It's going to take 3 more attacks with what we have showing for Scott to take down the Witch. And he may even have a power card left in his hand. The 4 multi would also do it. So he could keep that 7 for protection. Yep, there's a 7. Yep, Felipe trades 7s. Confident that Scott does not have a block for that 4. in his hand, and he's just like, crap, I guess I just gotta sit and fight this out. That 6 any power is not really that big of a deal on Felipe's Witch. Neither player has seen Harness the Wind yet, so if Felipe is able to smoke Witch before that card comes up, that is huge. Absolutely huge. And this venture doesn't really matter. Again, it's a bet of 1-to-1. So Felipe's thinking, calculating. No more leg bounce, but he's feeling comfortable. Both players have used their teamwork stopper. So he knows that 6 is probably getting through. Is that... Oh, he goes for a Gemini. Interesting. Play sexy Gemini. Goes in his dead pile for another card. Now the card does say exchange, but it does go to your defeated characters pile, not your... Yeah, and he's fishing out right now and putting the correct piles aside. He accidentally muddied his dead pile with all the any heroes, which you cannot go back and retrieve. So he grabs a card. What did he grab, chat? What did he grab? He's got a couple of Jane cards in there. Did he get the Mina 5? Boom, that's a big 7. And now, I don't know if I like that. Scott's revealed the last card in his hand. He was kind of bluffed that it was a defensive card, but maybe Felipe sniffed it out anyways. The leg tapping is re-engaged. He thinks about it. That brings Witch to 13. Prime target to be cleaned up by that heal once it's drawn from Morgan. But Scott has open-handed. He has nothing higher than a 6 showing, so it will take 2 more strikes to take Witch down. And he got the Mina 7 from the dead pile. I did not even realize that was in there. That must have been on the hand 1 concession. So cleans up that cleans up the big hit on Mina as well as KOing Witch. Wow, what a play. And having that land that time forgot home base has prevented Scott from running this whole time because it didn't matter. Witch is going down either way. So he kind of had to stay in. And now all of a sudden he's down 2 of his frontline characters against Felipe's 16-pointer, which he was clearly okay with losing. What a turnaround. That's absolutely incredible. I know I'd be very, very upset if my frontline character gets smoked 1, 2, 3 at the very beginning of hand 2 or whatever. That's Felipe just took it on the chin. Nope, doesn't matter. I have so much power and I can go over the top after you run 10. Uh, wow. So okay, so he had known that he was gonna play the negate to stop the 6 as a kill shot on Witch. All that Scott has left is a dead 4 Witch stuck on his home base for the remainder of the game, and that 2 Brute Force, which is not a kill shot on Witch. And I think Felipe is way up in Venture. He's at 10, 17, 20, 20 something to 17. So Felipe has the Venture. So he's going to retain initiative. That's more important than anything else. Why stack? Okay, is to stack the 2 on Witch. Now anything KOs her? I would have thrown that on Morgan personally because if Felipe draws that full heal and you don't have your Merlin, I think that's just lights out, game over. So clutch to pull that Mina 7 out of the dead pile when she's protected to just cleanse that hit, flip the script. And Wukong is damaged now too. Oh, I think I see a Merlin, so maybe he can fade the full heal. But if Felipe gets his harness here, Scott's in trouble. Let's see how many dead cards we have. 2 Witch cards. I think that was a Shiny Shoes in the 8 or Harness in an 8. And Transformation Trickery loses value with every hero that's KO'd because there's only one more guy you can dump the hits onto, and that's Carson. And if he goes down, all of a sudden your energy power cards and teamworks and whatnot aren't live anymore. Oh, Felipe has Harnessed the Wind. But both his negates are gone, so Scott could potentially offensively negate it. This is going to be an interesting hand. Did Felipe lose any cards? I didn't notice. Maybe he lost one duplicate. Three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think Felipe had a full keep. No Watson cards for Scott is also good, but being down 2 is just huge. I think he's kind of realizing what a corner he's backed up into. He's down on venture, he's down on characters. Oh, he's going for a full place out. He has trickery, he has Merlin, and he's got like 1 left. And Felipe's holding 5. But he does have harness that he can carry with him. How greedy can he go? He's debating, do I push for the win? Do I just do 3? I think he's got to go 4 for the win. Oh, wow. Mad respect. He goes 4 for the win. Duplicate 7. Oh. Oh, no, it's 5 for the win. Oh. He loses 2 cards, a Watson and a dupe 7. He keeps 1 of the 3 bonus. He goes the obligatory 2. Oh, Felipe's got to feel good about that. You cannot run. I don't even know if he had to risk it like that, but I respect the hell out of the balls on this guy. Boom. Just massive wager. We're fighting this out. I've already seen your Hades. It ends now. Just knowing how many dead cards are in his deck, that was a calculated gamble that paid off very well for him. A 3, and he takes it. He's going to be ready to trickery everything to Carson soon as the next kill shot comes. Ooh, that's a 4 make additional from the Witch for the kill. I think he's going to trickery that. Yep, there he goes. Dump that on Carson. Carson, you take this punishment for me. Yes, no problem. Bam. Felipe's up 7-0. And the Witch is going with the shiny shoes to get rid of the Merlin. So clutch. Oh, he shifts it. Interesting counterplay. Plays the anti-hero shift to lose his 1 power card instead. To keep the Merlin, knowing how valuable it is and how many cards he can stop. What a heads up snap play by Scott there. I did not see the shiny shoes coming. That was good. Yeah, you can't play that one, buddy. That's Witch. She's dead. Yep, that one you can throw. A 4 at Witch for the kill. Out comes Harness. It's game point. Mina will take it. Interesting he throws it on Mina. I would load Morgan up, but probably irrelevant. A lot more cards in his deck that are Mina only. Only 1 more that's Morgan. He the Reaper. No wonder he pushed all in. Force the Merlin. I mean, I guess he doesn't have to force the Merlin, but he just wins the game if he doesn't Merlin it. So, yep. I don't think Scott has the venture. It's 4-7. Felipe has a 4 showing and 2 more cards. And Scott has a 7 and 1 card. It's a combat teamwork. Put it on Morgan. Yep, she eats that, and you have to follow with the 7. He's got to have 1 card or 0. He has a Freya also. Wow. I think Scott's open-handed. I don't know what that face-down card underneath Wukong is. Yep, and there's the handshake. There's just... He also had a Scry 5 left. Wow. Now, if Scott keeps all 3 of those cards, that hand goes very differently, but I still think that Felipe's in a dominant position where he had the shiny shoes and the Reaper. So there was like pretty much no hope whatsoever of Scott being able to negate off Harness. So Felipe was comfortable taking a lot of hits, and he was going to KO 1, if not both. And then as soon as Scott's down to 1 character, like, who cares if your missions are 205? Like, he's just going to draw so many dead cards and unusables, and all you got to do is KO that last character. You're probably not going to lose a hand from there on out. So, again, we see the power of Land Before Time here. It's just absolute game changer. It changes the way you think, catches you with your pants down. Um, just wow. I did not expect seeing Jane go down with the 1-2-3 that it would end with such a sheer dominant victory from Felipe. But wow, those guys on Brazil are on another level, and I guess they do not trip about characters going down because he just knows, like, it's fine, you bloody lip, but I'm coming right back for you. And he absolutely counterpunished Scott for that. And then taking Witch down before Harness was able to be drawn was just so clutch. So what a game! That was awesome. Yeah, no comments on misplays. I don't think there was really any. Guys are both great players, and go Legion of Brazil for sure. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and tune in for the next one.